Garden State by Hamashima. Polly, a bumblebee lost in the forest, Wattson, an idealistic firefly, Joulie, Watson's work partner, tough, and the roly-polies, in search for Queen Beatrice. Light trickles like soft candle wax onto a forest clearing, pouring in through the canopy above created from oak, magnolia, and dogwood. Perhaps it is a nectarine sky, the color of 10 minutes till sundown. Perhaps it is the blue of 30 minutes till. The wind whispers, the trees spread rumors. Nimbus clouds of pollen create a spring fog. The clearing has oil lamps hanging from tree limbs. A bumblebee, named Polly, walks into the clearing. A bumblebee is a bumblebee. She wears those aviation goggles from old times and an aviator pilot's cap. She has a backpack, black and yellow, I'm sure, over her shoulders, a canteen for water in one hand, a jar of glittering pollen in the other. Maybe this glittering pollen cakes the bumblebee's legs and arms, a mark of bumblebee's work. Is Polly limping? Breathing heavily.
Hello?
Polly looks side to side.
Is anybody there? I seem to have lost my way.
Polly droops to the ground tirefully, perhaps wiping sweat from her bumble brow. She opens her backpack and pulls out a map. She inspects the map closely. Can she find her way home? Suddenly, a disturbance, a rustling from the magnolia groves.
Who's there?
Polly jolts from her sitting. She brings out a stinger from her backpack. Polly's hands shake.
I'm warning you. I know how to defend myself.
Suspense as the magnolia groves continue to shake. A figure emerges carrying a large flashlight and a ladder. It is a firefly. The firefly is a nocturnal fellow. He is dressed in clothing of a Victorian lamplighter.
Huh.
Who are you?
A bumblebee.
Stay where you are.
Wattson does not follow orders. He circles about.
Why, I's always told you bumblebees were creatures of the day.
Wattson inspects his pocket watch.
And my watch says here it's close to nightfall.
Yes, this is true.
Wattson leans the ladder against one of the tree trunks and begins to climb it to light the lamps. He turns around to see Polly still holding the stinger in defense.
Don't trouble yourself, you can put that away.
Polly is not sure Wattson can be trusted.
How do I know I can trust you?
Want to see my credentials?
Wattson slips out of his pocket his wallet. From his wallet, he takes out an identification card and throws it to Polly. As Polly examines the card, he explains.
My name is Wattson. I'm a Fed, Forest Electrical Director. Light the way at night.
Polly continues to inspect the ID card, and Wattson holds up his flashlight.
See this? Fed specific. Engraved with the forest seal on it. I'm a good guy. Promise.
Polly lowers the stinger.
Sorry. Just can't be too careful.
It's good to be careful, especially a day creature like you. You day creatures, you don't know much of the night's danger. What are you doing here this time of day?
I was just pollinating, you know.
Don't look to me like a worker bee.
And then this glass jar just appeared out of nowhere.
Ah, been there.
Oh, yeah, I just got so turned around I barely escaped.
Must have had a run-in with Madison.
Madison? Oh.
Polly staggers to the ground, again holding her head.
Oh there, you all right, miss?
I've got a really bad headache.
Wattson runs to Polly.
Must just be dehydrated is all. Let's get you some water.
Wattson gets Polly's canteen and unscrews the cap. But there's not a drop of water left.
Ran out a while ago.
Hold on.
Wattson runs towards the clearing he came from.
Hey, Joulie! Joulie, get over here!
What do you want now, eh?
Another firefly, Joulie, stands at the clearing with a flashlight.
Who's this?
Bumblebee, lost on her way home. Got any water left?
Wattson, this isn't part of the job. Let the roly-polies deal with it.
Oi, come on, Joulie.
Fine.
Joulie brings out a bottle of water, flings it over towards Wattson and the bumblebee.
Thank you.
Wattson unscrews the cap and gives it to Polly. Polly, weak, takes a drink. Joulie pockets her flashlight and begins to climb the ladder Wattson laid against the tree. She begins to light the lamps with matches from her pocket.
Just ridiculous, ain't it?
Joulie lights a lamp, climbs, and lights another lamp.
You'd think with these fancy new electrical flashlights, these lanterns would be running on electricity by now.
Progress is slow, Joulie.
Just saying. Seems a bit archaic to having to light these lamps with matches when I got a flashlight in my back pocket.
Joulie jumps down from the ladder and turns to face Polly.
What's your deal anyway? It's about nightfall. Ain't a world for a creature like you past sundown.
My name's Polly, worker bee.
Joulie and Wattson share a look.
You're from the hive.
No, I'm not.
Oh, come on, Polly. With the equipment you got, those goggles have been out of regulation for ages. You ain't no worker bee. You're from the hive.
Joulie gives a mocking bow.
How lucky are us lowly lamplighters to be graced with such esteemed presence.
Hey, knock it off, Joulie.
Why
Joulie
should I?
chuckles.
You know what the hive thinks of us.
Joulie changes to a mocking bumblebee tone.
Oh, those poor pathetic lamplighters. So bad with their money. I'd give them some help, but they can't be trusted. Buzz.
Okay, fine. I'm from the hive.
Bingo.
But I came out here because I wanted to see what it was like out here. And then I got stuck in a glass jar.
We've been there.
Joulie winces. She rubs her shoulder from a previous glass jar experience.
Let's take a look at the map.
Joulie comes over to Wattson and Polly. All three look at the map together. The sky has grown darker by this point.
Well, this is where we are.
Joulie points.
Just a few wing beats from Times Square and Madison Square Garden.
Blech. Madison.
She's the girl with the jar.
Brown hair, wears pink bows in her hair.
That's the one.
She's a menace.
We need to tell the hive about her. She's dangerous.
Wattson and Joulie laugh.
We have, for months. I keep telling Lady Bug to do something, but no movement on it.
What do you think Lady Bug gonna do, eh? She can't even get Queen Beatrice to listen to our complaints.
What are your complaints?
Wattson and Joulie share a look.
No offence, Polly, but a bee wouldn't understand.
Why not?
He's right, Polly.
Well, why don't I try?
Queen Beatrice really only cares about issues pertaining to bees. I mean, have you read any of the Garden's articles lately?
I don't really read the Garden.
Bet you only get your news from the BBC.
I mean, I listen to Nature Public Radio as well.
Joulie scoffs.
The Mothia is out of control. The Roly Police are in another corruption
And
scandal.
tell her about the mantises.
The mantises?
Wattson lets out a sigh.
The mantises insist on praying in school.
In school. I mean, this is the Garden State. We were founded on the
I
separation.
had no idea.
I'm sure you're not alone in not knowing. BBC and Nature Public Radio don't report these things.
It's bee media. Bee media wouldn't ever critique the bee queen.
Polly is embarrassed by her lack of knowledge on the subjects.
The hive is 10 wing beats north of here. Next time you masquerade as one of the working bugs, at least know how to read a map.
Polly begins to get her things together, preparing for flight.
You'll never make it before nightfall.
I can make it.
Would be taking a huge risk.
I said I can make it.
Praise and the name of the Queen.
The Roly Police with weapons appear out of nowhere, surrounding Polly, Wattson, and Joulie.
What?
Oh, buzz off. We're just doing our jobs.
Then who is that?
Roly police officer points to Polly.
You stealing from an innocent bee?
Not at all. She needed help getting home.
Bumblebee guards begin closing in on Wattson, Joulie, and Polly.
Take 'em into custody.
The Roly Police begin to handcuff Wattson and Joulie, reading them Miranda rights.
Polly, do something.
Polly is frozen. Should she defy the Roly Police? Polly makes up her mind.
By order of Queen Beatrice, I demand you to stop.
The roly-polies freeze. Polly takes off her aviator pilot's cap, revealing a crown. She is Queen Beatrice. Joulie, Wattson, and the roly-polies are stunned.
Free these fireflies. They have done nothing wrong.
But,
Do as I say. I am queen. Or shall we have a talk on the corruption these fine lamplighters have been telling me about?
Roly-police officers look at each other uncomfortably. The roly-polies free Wattson and Joulie.
it is important you come with me now, Queen Beatrice. You must get back to the hive immediately. Everyone is concerned.
You will escort me. But first I must speak.
Queen Beatrice,
Please call me Polly.
Polly, I am so sorry for what we said. We didn't know. We had no idea.
I had no idea.
Polly walks to Joulie and Wattson. She puts an arm on Julie's shoulder.
You're right. About it all, I had no idea about the Mafia or the Roly-Polies. My advisors, the High Five, they told me just of the good things. Told me what to listen to and what news to watch. I knew Ladybug was trying to meet with me, but the High Five kept telling me what little importance it was. I took a flight tonight to clear my head. I disguised myself, then that girl Madison trapped me. A threat that it sounds has not reached my ear for months. Does the Roly-Police have an explanation for this? That this threat to the Garden State has not reached my ears?
The Roly-Polies look down, ashamed.
If I had just looked beyond what my High Five were saying, looked beyond the news I was being shown, I probably would have known to stay away from Madison Square Garden. But I had no idea. I've been left in the dark this whole time.
Queen Beatrice, it's all right.
Please join me in the hive.
The hive?
The Hive Five. They're all bees. I see now how wrong that is, how much I need more bugs across the Garden State to be heard. I can only do this if they're in my council. Please, I have failed you as a leader, but maybe this can be the remedy.
Wattson and Joulie look at each other. Wattson nods at Joulie.
We accept.
Wattson and Joulie bow to Polly.
Let us go to the hive. My fellow bees have some learning to do.
Wattson, Joulie, and Polly follow the roly-polies out of the forest thicket, and the group heads for the hive. End of play.